One way to literally elevate yourself above all the other members of the community is to place yourself in the choir loft and be a member of the choir. So let's discuss the choir. Now listen, there's different types of choirs. There's your church choir, there's the children's choir, there's the Christmas choir, and then there's the college chorus, and then there's professional choir. But if you want to know what's going on, and if you want kind of a ticket into an elevated elite status in the church community, join the choir. Let's discuss what the choir means. The choir means that on Sunday, you're coming back to church, because there's 2 church services, a morning and an evening. We'll go into that one day. But you're coming back to church a couple hours before everybody else. Discipleship training or training union might be at 6 o'clock, but you're going to get there around 4 because the deacons meeting is at 5, and they need to be able to be in the choir too. So 4 o'clock, choir practice. Then on Sunday mornings and sometimes Sunday evenings, that's usually for cantatas, Sunday morning choir, y'all will leave Sunday school and you're going to go straight to the choir room, which is not the choir loft. It's the room where the choir practices. Get in your chairs, practice the song, and then y'all are all going to march into the choir loft. There is a specific pattern. We merge in the middle usually. It can be formal or informal, and you might have robes that you have put over your Sunday clothes. These robes live in the choir room, and where they hang along with where your choir book is a whole deal where you are in the choir robe hanging area. Also important to note that these robes are zip up and down robes because they cannot go over the blue-haired lady's hair, because they got that set just the other day and they want it to last. A lot of people have gone away with the robes, but you could have robes. You would have robes for sure. The choir is different than the instrumentalists. They are another level. They're kind of like adjacent to the choir and maybe a little bit above, because if you're the piano lady or the organ lady, that's something. But when you wonder who the most dedicated people are, it's the choir people. That phrase, preaching to the choir, is not for naught, because the choir already knows. That's the whole point of that. The choir already knows. Now, children's choir is where you train people for the adult choir. You train them up in the children's choir. This is where many children will not be singing along. They'll be running around, waving at their mom and daddy. Somebody's crying. Somebody is doing the full choreography, and somebody's singing their heart out and they shouldn't be. And that's a children's choir, but that's where you have your first solo, and that gives you the confidence to move up into the adult choir. Now, Christmas choir is the adult choir, usually mixed with some teenagers sometimes, because we just pull everybody out for the Christmas choir. The Christmas cantata and the Easter cantata are big deals. It's a big time for choirs. It's a big time to be in the choir. If you get a solo in one of those, you know that you've made it. So if you're in the choir, you're somebody to know. And you know all the somebodies, and you know all about them. So let's discuss choirs where you're from. Were you in the choir? Do you know what I'm talking about in the choir? Does your choir come down after the singing and listen to the preaching from the pew? Or do they stay in the choir loft and listen to the preaching from behind? And is that awkward? What are the rules for your choir? Let's discuss it.